In this video, I'm going to show you how to insert one of your CAMs into an Automata assembly box in order to make a motion graph. So the first thing you need to make sure you do is you need to make sure you have all your CAMs created. There were 4 CAMs you had to create. You also want to make sure all the axes are turned on, including the Z-axis and then the 3 different planes that to work on. First, we want to go find our Automata assembly box. That's going to be in your H drive, IED folder, Unit 4, CAMS, go to your CAMS in Motion folder, Automata Simulation folder. This was downloaded from the internet and unzipped. And you're going to find this file. It's called Automata Simulation. It's got these 3 different blocks right here. That's how we know it's an assembly file. Double click on that to open it up. You're going to get this error right here. Just click yes. The first thing we need to do here is we need to hit this button that says place. This is going to allow us to place our CAM in there. Since we're working in our 4.5 project, it brings us right to it. I'm going to choose my hexagon CAM. Double click on it. Don't click again. First, you want to right click and you want to rotate Y 90 degrees. When you do that, it's going to rotate that axis, so it's going to line it up the way we want to have it with our Automata box. Then I'm going to left click, which is my main click, in order to place that on there. I could place more CAMs, but I don't want to, so I'm going to hit the best friend, the escape key. That's going to take me back to just a normal working project file here, and I need to do something called a constraint. A constraint's going to allow me to place this CAM and have it be in certain locations based on what I tell it to do. So I'm going to click on that constraint, and the first one we're going to do is something called a mate. I'm going to mate several different points to have this CAM be on this handle right here. The first thing I'm going to mate is I'm going to mate this XY plane to this plane right here. So I click once on the XY plane, then I click once on this plane right here, making sure that those circles in the corners are highlighted. Then I hit apply. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the axis of the handle to the axis of the CAM. I'm still in mate. Make sure I find the right, I'm clicking on the right thing. I don't want the work plane, I want the axis, so click on the axis. Zoom in here to get to this axis, and then you see it placed it down there. Always hit apply after you do a constraint. The last constraint that I'm going to do is I'm going to do the work plane 1 with the axis of the CAM that's going to rotate right there, which is the YZ plane. So I'll click on make sure I'm on the work plane, click on that, make sure I'm on this plane right here, click on that, I hear that friendly noise, and then I click apply. I now have that all set up. I'm going to close this window so I can see a little bit better. If I rotate my handle, you'll see that the CAM is going to move. That is a great thing. Next, we need to make sure that our follower is going to ride on the CAM. Let's clean this up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. And so what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the box and we're going to click on visibility. That's going to make the box go away. We're also going to go to our CAM and we're going to get rid of 3 of the axes visibility. Let's get rid of, or 2 of the axes, excuse me. We want to keep the YZ, but we want to get rid of the XZ. So click on that, then click on visibility, then click on the XY, and click on visibility. It's a lot more easier to see, and we have a lot less stuff going on. They're still there, we just can't see them right now. Next, we need to have this follower be on the surface of this CAM. So we're going to go back to our constraints, but you need to go to the Transitional Constraint tab. There's only one type of transitional constraint, and that's the one we're going to use. We're going to go look at the bottom of our follower, make sure we click on this curved surface right there. After we click on that curved surface, we're going to click on the outside of our CAM. That is going to place that on the outside of that CAM, and then we're going to hit apply. Let's close this box right here. Let's zoom out a little bit, and let's go to our right side view, and we should be able to rotate our follower on our CAM right here, which we can with no issue. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to add another constraint. All right, I cut in here and made a quick edit. What we need to do is we need to go into our follower here and turn on our angle of rotation follower visibility. Now that we've done that, we are going to make another type of constraint, which is going to be called a angle constraint. When you click on your constraint dialog, you are going to see this button right here that says angle. The next thing you want to do is click on this thing that says directed angle. And we are going to mate this YZ plane to the work plane we just turned on, which is the angle of rotation follower, and then we're going to hit apply. What that allows us to do, I'm going to go back to my right view, is that allows us to change the angle. And if you click over here under angle 2, underneath your follower expanded right there, you can change the different degrees and you can set different numbers for the degrees. You'll see that the follower increases the distance as you do this right here. In my next video, I will show you how to place a ruler on here in order to measure the distance of the follower relative to the cam motion.